Thank you so much, Amanda. I really appreciate the opportunity, and thank you all for joining us today. It is truly my honor to share with you this chapter of my life that I created later. And it's an opportunity for me to share with other moms and, quite frankly, other parents that may be feeling a little bit what I've been feeling the past several years. And so again, thank you for the opportunity, Amanda. So what I'm going to talk about really is what I've learned in my second chapter, and really how I feel like I've been awoken to this beautiful new opportunity that really comes from within me. So I hope that I'm able to give you all the same opportunity. So most of you know me. My name is Syndi Sim. I started my second chapter midlife. I'm a wife and a mom to an autistic son, and I also work full time. After my mom passed away in November of 2019, I knew I needed to do something different with my life. And so at age 48, I felt the need and this deep desire to restructure my life and to really create the opportunity for me to live the rest of my life in a different way. So I chose to focus on myself primarily, and I will talk more about that as we go on. Then I focused on my marriage and motherhood, and they are in a specific order because I think that for so long, my time was spent on being a mother. And that was my number one daily investment, was being a mother. And then I focused on my marriage, and then myself was last. And I saw for many years how it just essentially sucked the life out of me. However, I also want to be realistic that the first 10 years almost of London's life, I didn't have those opportunities. I didn't have the spare time or the free time to do a lot of the things I'm doing now. So I do understand there's a reality of life. However, I have made this shift in my life to truly focus on myself. And again, I'll go into that more. So as I mentioned, there was a specific time that I decided to make this change. And this particular time was in July of 2020. And if you all remember, this was really at the peak of COVID. And quite honestly, we didn't know what was going on. So there was a lot of stress in our home. On this particular day in July, unfortunately, my husband and I had gotten into an argument, and I knew at that moment, there was a moment of clarity that said, Syndi, it is time for a change, and you are the only one that could make this change happen. I also knew this change was not going to be easy, but I knew that if I wanted to live the second chapter of my life in a conscious and positive state, I knew that I had to create this massive change. And I know that I am the orchestrator of my own happiness. So again, it was that July of 2020 that I knew I needed to make a change. So that change was deep down. I had to dig deep within my heart and my soul and my mind. And what really happened during that time was inspiration. I knew that one of the things that really filled me up was helping other women, helping other special needs parents. I wanted to be able to inspire women to be kinder to themselves, to treat themselves with much more grace and gratitude, and to be positive, because it is not an easy road. It can be messy and it can be hard. But we as moms and as women in daily life, we have to be kinder to ourselves. However, the key was I needed to walk the walk. I needed to make sure that I was starting within in order to help other people. I had to find the inspiration within me to be grateful, to give myself grace. So again, it had to start with me. And that's really, again, a moment of clarity and a moment of change. So as I was 48, on the brink of turning 49, I made another conscious decision. I knew I wanted to make several changes in my life. And having turned 49, it gave me an opportunity to say, I am going to make these changes on my journey to 50 years old. I was going to focus on me. I was going to start exercising again. I was going to start a lot more self-compassion, and I was going to make it about me. And I'll talk more about that. But there was a tremendous amount of thought and self-awareness that went into this process. And every day I made a conscious effort to say, Syndi, this is your journey to 50 years old, make it a good one. So that was really important. I had to truly, again, look within to go on this road to an inspirational year going towards 50 years old. And 50 years old to me was a pivotal time. It was an age that I knew that I felt that there was an opportunity to change. And so that was my North Star. So influence, I knew that I also needed some outside influence. I knew that this change could be life-changing and it could really help, but I knew I couldn't do it alone. And I knew that I had to start within me. So what I think is important to also do is to know that not every day is perfect, that I would do my best in the morning to be happy, to have a practice of gratitude, and to concentrate on making myself first and a priority. But I also gave myself grace when that didn't work out in a day, that I had to leave work in an emergency to help London, or I had to do something that I wasn't thrilled about at work. But I knew that if I tried to maintain a conscious level of appreciation and gratitude, that the day would work out. So a lot of the things that helped me personally during this time, and I will dig deeper into those, were podcasts, reading books, affirmations and memes, and quite frankly, gratitude. Gratitude was the foundation of my journey. During this time, I also realized that when I would write my positive posts, for lack of a better word, when I would write the positive comments to myself, I felt something inside me saying, I want to put this out there in the world. I also believe when you put positivity out in the world, not only can it help me, but it can help others. And so this then turned into a project of helping me while helping others. And there drove more passion within me to be able to help others. One of the things that I will also talk about is the importance of exercise and how exercise was a huge influence in my mental health. And although it is not always easy to exercise, we are incredibly busy people. We have many kids, we have jobs, we have husbands and spouses and partners. But if you could commit to a small walk around the block, if you cannot get to the gym, you can just do some weights maybe at home. But the key really is to make it a priority to do some form of exercise or walking. And as I mentioned to you, gratitude's been my foundation, and I am far more spiritual in my daily gratitude. And it's truly what has helped me continue every day on this journey. So happiness, who doesn't want to be happy? It fills us up. It makes us feel good, but I also want to be clear that it takes work to be happy. And I think that was an awakening for me. You are truly the orchestrator of your own happiness. You have to make an effort when you get out of bed in the morning to be happy, be deliberate in kindness to yourself, Be deliberate in self-compassion, and know that being happy takes patience and it takes a lot of work. But let me tell you, the positive feedback, once you put a daily practice of gratitude and happiness into your body and your soul, it will breed amazing results. And excuse me, I apologize. And so I can't say enough about working every day toward happiness. It is about doing your best every single day with what you have. It is a positive mindset. Again, I will say it because I really believe this. It is doing your best with what you have every day. And it has made such a difference in my life. And I've seen it, quite frankly, I've seen it disseminate into my family. And the fact that I've chosen to put me as number one, again, it's had a wonderful ripple effect on my husband and my son. Sadness. I really want to talk about this emotion because a lot of what I put out into the world is positivity and be happy. But I also wanted to let you know that emotions are very important to us as humans. And also to remember that no emotion is permanent. We can be happy 1 hour, sad the next. We can be angry tonight and grateful tomorrow. It is okay to have emotions, and it is good to have emotions. It means that you are alive as a person. And what I want to say is when you feel sadness, to let yourself sit through that pain and to experience that sadness and sit through it to get to the other side. We oftentimes will walk through fire and we may come out burned, but we made it. And I feel like a lot of us who have gone through very difficult times are so much stronger in the end. And so I always like to tell women I talk to or other special needs parents, it's okay to not be okay. It is okay to have a sad day because we're human. But I also then encourage you to sit through the pain and to look at how far you've come. And when you come out of that, to really pat yourself on the back and to say, I did it. I am strong. I am a strong woman and I can handle anything. It is okay to not be okay. So the power to change, you and only you have the power to change your life. You and only you control your motivation. You have the confidence within you to make the changes today. And every accomplishment does start with a decision to try. There are some lives that have pivotal moments of clarity, which essentially happened to me. It was that final argument with my husband. It was the passing of my mother. It was the opportunity to finally work on me. It was that decision to try that led me to give myself the power to change within me. On the right-hand side are memes. I collect a lot of affirmations. I collect a lot of positive memes, and I keep them on my cell phone. I print them out and I put them on my bathroom mirror. I even laminate some of them and put them in my closet so that I can see them in all aspects of my daily routine. When I am sad or down, I do look at these memes because they help me. They help me never give up on myself. They remind me that life is about gratitude and that we are strong and to walk through the fire to come out the other side. And so, you have the power to make this change. And I often also say start small. So if you don't have this pivotal moment like I did, what is the one thing you can do today to start small, to give yourself the power to help yourself? You are the only one that can do it. And it is a small change. And I feel very confident in saying, if you make these small changes, it will reap massive benefits. You will feel better about yourself. You will have more confidence, and you will feel strong mentally and physically. So again, you have the power to change, and use whatever tools you need, which now I'm going to talk about the different tools. But again, the memes on the right just help me every single day. So as I mentioned, by me creating this positive content, or this strength within me to create this positive content, putting it out into the world, I started to get feedback from other women, other people, quite frankly, whether it's special needs moms, people in the industry I work in, that they started to really appreciate it and love it. And I thought, well, now is the time to create a website and a blog to help other people. And this website and blog is really to, deep down inside, support me. It is the story about me hoping to help somebody else. But why do I do these positive affirmations? Why do I create this content? I almost do it selfishly to keep myself motivated. And then intrinsically, by sharing it with the world, I'm able to give back to so many people that have given to me in various ways. And I always say, you are the story you tell. If you get up in the morning and you come out of bed and you have a negative thought, or you're upset, or you're frustrated, that's more than likely going to be your day. You set up your day for success or not. You are your own narrative. Make it a good one. I also know that life is not easy. As I've mentioned before, life can be very hard. And I know that personally, but I also am here at 51 years old to say that I made it and I'm still doing it. If you can believe in yourself to live your best life, to create a story of your own, be it even one small change, you will reap benefits. Like I said earlier, you will reap massive benefits. And the beauty of all of this personal change and personal confidence and personal mental clarity is the ripple effect with your spouses, your partners, and your children. By focusing on you, you will be able to be better at your other jobs in life. So again, it's your story. How do you want to write it? I often write a lot of positive sayings. I put them on Facebook, put them on Instagram. I'm heavily involved in LinkedIn, and I often reread them. And this is what I did, and I read it probably once a week. It's not important what actually happens, but it's how we respond to it. We cannot control the outside world. However, we can control how we rise to face obstacles. We decide what we make of the challenges that life throws at us. And remember, you are strong and resilient, and you will prevail. And so by creating this content, I wrote this for myself when I had a personal situation. And I remember I need to work on how I react. And how I react sets the rest of the day, sets the tone for the weekend, etc. But I remember by putting this out there and rereading it, it does help. So again, this is just an example of what gets me through a hard day, a hard time. Podcasts. Podcasts to me have actually been quite eye-opening. I started listening to podcasts during the shutdown and during the first year or so of COVID. and they actually changed my outlook on so many things. I tend to like a deep, creative, inspirational podcast that really help me look within. And so here are some of the podcasts that have really changed my outlook. Oprah's Super Soul Conversations, Unlocking Us with Brene Brown, We Can Do Hard Things with Glennon Doyle. The Resilient Mind is a phenomenal podcast. It's all about coming to peace internally and really having the confidence to communicate proactively. It's a phenomenal podcast. And then mental health, Happier with Gretchen Rubin. Podcasts to me, again, have really saved me when I needed to have some soul searching deep down. They've helped me. And again, I know it's not always easy. I tend to listen to these when I walk, and I make an effort to walk as much as I can, or in my drive home, or before I go to bed. So again, just try to fit some of these in when you can, because they do really help. Videos and books. TED Talks by women. I love a good TED Talk. The reason why I like TED Talks so much is because, like a lot of things, they inspire me. They inspire me to do better. They inspire me to help minorities. They inspire me to help women and minority groups that cannot help themselves. So here's a link to a bunch of TED Talks by various women that give me so much strength that I wanted to share them with you. And then here are some books that actually changed my life. So one of the first ones was You Can Heal Your Life. It is absolutely phenomenal. I actually got the book and the audiobook because I was so moved by this. The Way to Integrity, I have to tell you, I just started this book and it's so real that I actually had to shut it and put it away. And what I mean by that, it told me things that I really wasn't ready to hear. And it cemented a lot of things that I know I should do. And I just don't have the bandwidth right now mentally. And that is okay. That is okay to know what you are capable of and to know what you can handle. That is a beautiful way to set your own personal boundaries. I am always working on myself, or I should say, I'm working on myself now in my second chapter. But I really try to respect my inner feelings, and this Way to Integrity is so good. It's so good. I can't even tell you, but it's very serious and you have to be open to what she says. And I knew at this time in my life that I actually couldn't. So I have dog-eared a lot of pages, highlighted several things that I know I'm going to come back to it when I really need it. Here's some other books. The Untethered Soul, phenomenal. Untamed, hugely inspirational book. Codependent No More. It's one of those famous books that I think has been around the 1970s, and it still holds true today. One of the best books I've ever read in my life. And lastly, the 5-Minute Journal, the original daily gratitude and reflections journal. This is actually something you can buy online on Amazon. It is literally a journal that is dedicated to helping you curate your gratitude and your daily workings in a book. And I don't personally have this, but I do have a spiral bound book that I write what I'm grateful in, and it's really helped me. So this is just opportunities to educate yourself and to give back to yourself. So every single day, I have a practice of gratitude. As I mentioned earlier, gratitude is my foundation. It is what gets me through the day. And I believe if you can show gratitude for the very small things in life, the fact that we have jobs, the fact that we have shelter, the fact that we have enough food, that we have hot water, we have love in our life, we have beautiful children. That is what I believe is what helps me get through, by showing gratitude for that. And then I throw in here and there a gratitude for having a wonderful dinner with one of my girlfriends, or gratitude for having a great time at a park with London. But if you can truly appreciate every single day the things in your life that really matter, it will help you. And one of the things that I find that's critically important is to love yourself first. And when you love yourself first, you will be able to enrich the lives around you with much more kindness and patience and love and gratitude. If you can have kindness in your heart and gratitude in your heart, I promise you that you will shine bright and be able to help others. And what I mean by others, whether it's your spouse or your children or your coworkers, most importantly is focusing on you and how you live the best life every single day. As I mentioned, exercise for me is critically important. I know after I eat a meal, or if I'm very tired when I come home from work, all I want to do is lay down. My suggestion is when that happens, just get up and do a small walk around the block, or go up and down your stairs if you have them. Just do something, because once you make that initial effort, I feel very confident that it will breed more, that you will want to do another lap. I did yoga for many years. I'm a huge advocate of yoga. I think it's incredibly spiritual and I think it's wonderful. I also go to the gym because I know now where I am in life. I'm going through menopause and I know that I need to lift more weights. And I know that muscle mass is decreasing. So I know I need to take care of my body more at this stage in life. So I try my best to hit the gym. And if I can't get to the gym, I walk around the block and I lift weights in my closet. Ironically, I sit in the closet and lift weights just to have some peace and quiet. And I do a lot of walking. Walking is great. Walking does fill me up, and that's when I listen to my podcast. So to wrap this up, I have tremendous gratitude for this journey that I'm on. I didn't have the mental capacity to start this journey prior to July of 2020. So I want to show everybody on this call and anybody that listens to this, the grace and the kindness and to believe in yourself. And just to do one small thing, I was so busy in my life prior to this that I couldn't even fathom taking care of myself. And then when I had the ability, I had a little bit of mental bandwidth when my mom passed away. I thought, okay, I'm going to start exercising. And it was the exercising that actually led into me having clarity that I needed to make a change. So believe in your own greatness. Believe you are amazing. Live daily with intention that you are strong, that you are going to face this world with the kindness and compassion within your heart. I also believe in creating a morning ritual. I've also believe in vision boards. I just created a vision board using cutouts from magazines to say what I want in life. If I want to work on my marriage, if I want to work on me, if I want to accomplish goals, you need to take action for things to be fulfilled. And it all starts honestly within you. So having a positive attitude and being grateful for what you've been given really is the beginning of your journey. And I do hope that you all now have the opportunity to start your journey and your new beginning. Thank you so much.